Hey, what's happening? Just popping on to say what's up, make a couple of really big announcements, let you guys know what's going on. So tomorrow on the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott, we have the one and the only Mr. Jeffrey Gittimer on the show tomorrow night with us. Danielle Rowe, Joe Boer. Danielle, how in the world are you? I don't even have to look. I guarantee you that amazing woman has already shared out this stream because she always does. So, So we have Mr. Jeffrey Gittimer with us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Oh my gosh, there's Mr. Glenn Morshower himself. The Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott. We have Mr. Jeffrey Gittimer on with us tomorrow night. What's up, David LaPlante? I'm saying that wrong. I know it. I know. I'm sorry, dude. LaPlante, or is it LaPlante? LaPlante? So we have Mr. Jeffrey Gittimer on with us. The king of sales is going to be on with us tomorrow night. And so that's announcement number one. Another huge announcement for me and you is this right here. I have a brand new ebook, 100 live streaming ideas. That's a picture of it. If you go to 100livestreamingideas.com, you can download the book for free. The 100 live stream ideas ebook is 100% free. All you do is go to 100livestreamingideas.com and you can download the ebook for free. What is going on? What's happening? Julie Kessler. There she is. That's the woman that did this for my hair. Julie, you rock. So we have Joan in here, Megan DiMartino, Scott Ricard. I know I said that wrong too. I'm terrible. What's up, Chinmoy? Chinmoy, am I saying that right? What's going on? Go grab the 100livestreamingideas.com. Go check it out. Grab a copy of it. You know, one of the biggest things that I get as far as, oh my gosh, how do I, Fabriani, I'll bet. So shipping, I'll cover the shipping. Okay. I'll even cover the shipping. Just go to 100livestreamingideas.com and I got you. I got the shipping. You get the book. Cat's concert did rock. Glenn, I was on there when she was live and I tagged you and you still didn't show up unless you were there and you just refused to say hi. I love Glenn. Glenn and I joust. We have a lot of fun. We really do. If you guys haven't seen the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott, with our buddy Scott McCain, make sure that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, you jump in and you join us on the Ken and Glenn show. As a matter of fact, if you would do me the honor, I really would appreciate it if you would go over to the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott Facebook page. All you have to do is search Facebook for @ or not. You don't even have to type @ just The Ken and Glenn Show, and it'll pop right up. Go over there, like it, follow us, turn on notifications. Make sure you're notified when we go live, because we have, look, Glenn, I don't know if you've worked on it yet or not, but I haven't talked. I told Glenn after we talked last night, I said, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And he said, yeah, if we get a chance, we'll talk tomorrow. I said, oh, we will talk tomorrow. And we didn't talk today. So, what's that in Mountain Time? Dude, I don't know. Let's see. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 p.m. Mountain Time. 6 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're in any other time zone, I can't help you. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so make sure you join us. Make sure you also go to 100livestreamingideas.com. And here's why. This is why I wrote the ebook. As you guys know that follow me, that have followed me for any amount of time, I love giving back. I love helping people. And Jose, I already said Pacific, you're late to the party. Billy W. Merritt is in the house, my brother. So one of the hey, Sandy McNichol, one of the number one questions I get about live streaming, because as you know, I train people on how to live stream. I have a course on live streaming. As a matter of fact, Jose is in there. Scott McCain, oh my gosh. Glenn, I'm sorry. Ken, I've been working on. Oh, I'm not watching unless Glenn pops on. Well, then don't watch, dude. Glenn, if you want to pop on, let me know. I'll send you the link right now. Let me know. Let me know. Say hell to the yeah, and then we'll have Glenn pop on here. So Eric will stick around. So anyway, reminders will tell you the correct time for you. That's true. That is true. So Glenn, send me a here. You know what? I'm just going to assume. I'm going to assume. Tell you about the ebook. The ebook is free. If you go to 100livestreamingideas.com, you can enter your name and email address, and you get the ebook for free. You get the ebook for free. Glenn, I'm sending you an email right now, and I will not divulge your email address. Link, and let's see if Glenn will pop on here. We'll see. We'll see. Apparently he's working on his life today. So the 100 live stream. So one of the number one questions I receive from people is, how do you come up with things to talk about if you go live? And so I thought, you know, I'm going to come up with an ebook, and I'm just going to give it away. Now, the exchange for that, because there has to be an exchange, the exchange for that is you get to be on my email list. You get to be on my email list, and I get to spam you. I'm kidding. I don't spam. If you get 1 or 2 emails a week from me, that would be a lot from me, because I just don't send out. And Jose, thank you, Jose. I appreciate that. Jose already has the ebook. He loves the ebook. And Jose is in my course. Ask Jose if I send out a lot of emails, because I don't. I just don't. So the ebook, 100livestreamingideas.com, the ebook is free. I strongly suggest you go grab a copy of it, because I am not going to be doing that for free forever. I'm going to include it with my course, which it is included with the course, but this little piece I'm giving away for free right now. So check it out. It's really awesome. I spent quite a bit of time putting it together. So the first announcement, Mr. Jeffrey Gitomer is joining us tomorrow night. The King of Sales. The King of Sales, Jeffrey Gitomer, my good buddy, is going to be joining us You'll join me in 10 minutes. I'll be done. 10 minutes. Well, if I'm still on here. So number one is Jeffrey Gitomer's joining us tomorrow at on the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott. That will be a blast. Jeffrey is a great, great man. He's known as the king of sales. He's actually, I don't know that it's proven or not, but I know for a fact he has one of, if not the largest, one of the largest libraries, personal development libraries on planet Earth. And which is unbelievable to me. Like, I've been in it several times, and fly solo for 10. All right, I'm flying solo. So Jeffrey Gitomer has this massive library. I mean, it really is an impressive library. As a matter of fact, I've done live streams from his library with him in it. So it's going to be really a great show tomorrow night. I know Glenn was talking about working on getting Larry, the cable guy, on our show as well. He is an interesting person he does have a super personality. One of the smartest people I know. Carolyn says, life is getting in my way if all the Facebook and Zooming live. Oh, yeah. Right. Hey, Susan Day, how are you? Good to see you. Jose said at least 10 to 15 times a day. Yeah, I do not email that much ever. So, yeah, Grant emails 10. He doesn't. I mean, he emails a lot. Hit the list. That's what he's always saying. Hit the list. So, so we have Jeffrey Gitomer on tomorrow. Then I just released this 100livestreamingideas.com. I do have a mini course available now. I have the bigger course, but I have a mini course, a get started course. And I'm telling you, this course it's got some really, really good getting started live streaming content, just some tips and things to help you get started. And and it's available after you download the ebook. It's available for $47, the mini course. So I'm telling you, it's Joe Soto. Do you guys know who Joe Soto is? Joe Soto is the guy I showed his video last night from where he was on my show. He's the guy that talks about not taking things personal. It's about the coffee. Don't take it personal. And I talked to Joe today. This dude is like you guys don't even realize Joe Soto is legit. If you've ever heard of a guy named Ty Lopez, it's because of Joe Soto. I know he would say, no, it's not. Ty was doing his own thing, but Joe partnered up with Ty on his first course release. I think it was. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. But helped Ty do. He helped Ty do very, very well. Very, very well. And Joe is actually one of my mentors. I love that dude. He's amazing. He actually is. Look, my wife just said it. Joe, look, working on the course page right now. She literally is sitting upstairs working on with the feedback Joe gave us and everything. So, Joe, you rock, man. You absolutely rock. So, the announcement is, it is huge. Mark Rodriguez is in the Grow Live course. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you saying that. He is in the big course, and I'm telling you, Joe is the master. Look, if you aren't following Joe, you have no idea what you're missing out on. I am not kidding you. He has, Joe, who's the guy? If Joe's still, he might not even be watching. Joe has, why am I drawing a blank, Joe? The guy that I can't think of his name, Joe. The guy that you're doing the NLP stuff with. Why can't I not? I keep wanting to say Maxwell, but that's not it. What's his name, Joe? And drop the link to your group in here, man, so people can sign up and join your group. It's free to join his group. They're doing a challenge, and this guy, if I could remember his name, for the love of God, what's his name? So this dude is actually Tony Robbins' mentor. This guy trained Tony Robbins in NLP. He's like a mad scientist, brilliant guy. And I can't think of his dang name. What in the world? And I just watched him live today in the group. Joe will drop his name in. I know he will. So I do want you guys to go over it. Wyatt Woodsmall. Thank you. mentalwealthchallenge.com. Wyatt Woodsmall. Wyatt is who trained Tony Robbins in NLP. Go over to mentalwealthchallenge.com and sign up to be in this challenge and in the group and learn from Joe, learn from Wyatt. I am telling you, it's worth every last penny, which is $0 to join the group. It's really amazing. Getting old short term. I'm just glad. Dude, there's no other reason. I mean, I love having fun on live streams, man. And that's one of the, I mean, look, I'm just going to be real with you. One of the biggest, and look, I've only done a couple 2,000 or so live streams. So I'm sure there's somebody out there that's done more. Not many, but you know, I dissect other people's live streams. I watch them, I watch what they're doing, and I always look at, okay, here's something you could do. And I literally either make mental notes. Sometimes I'll write it down if it's a good friend of mine, and I'll go, okay, I'm going to call them and say, hey, here's a way to improve your live streams. I can't find my keys. I hate it when that happens. That's why mine's always laying right next to me. So, you know, one of the biggest things that I see people do on live streams is they take themselves, and this is an issue. Okay. This is a problem. They take themselves too serious. They take themselves too serious. Look, we're all just 8-year-old kids trapped in these grown-up bodies. Have fun, man. Have fun. When you're live and you're like, and you have an audience, you have people on, like, say hi to Susan Day. Say, Susan, my Periscope freezing up is not my problem. That's yours. I'm just kidding. I don't control Periscope, though. Maybe it's your signal or something. I don't know. I'm playing with you, Susan. I love you. But, like, you know, have fun in life, man. When you're doing live streams, have fun. When people come on your live streams, say hi to them. Don't be rude. Imagine if you were walking down the street and I walked up to you and I said, hey, I'm Ken Walls and I'm a live stream coach and I teach people this and I do that and blah, 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 blah. And I talked about all my stuff and how great it is and how awesome I am and blah, 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 blah. And then I walked away from you and you never even got to say a word, or I didn't have a two-way conversation. You would think I was the weirdest freaking dude on planet Earth. But yet people get on live streams and they have James Jacoby pop on. They have Joe Soto come in and say, I hope this is a great, huge announcement. They have Sandy McNichol or Susan Day come on and they don't even acknowledge that they exist. They don't even say hi. They don't say, oh, yeah, Sandy, you're funny too. I love you. I appreciate you being here. They don't communicate with them. They don't make it a two-way conversation, like saying, what's up, James Jacoby? How you doing, bro? They don't do that. Instead, they talk about how freaking great they are, and they talk about how freaking great their stuff is, and they don't get it. And this is what I teach in my courses. This is what I teach in my coaching. Now you can pay me. I charge $5,400 for a coaching program. You could pay me that, or you could go sign up for a $47 quick start course, or you could just, keep watching, whatever. I don't care. But at least go download the 100livestreamingideas.com. Get the ebook. It's free. It's free to get the ebook. It's free. I'll even cover the postage, which is nothing. It's going to be right there. All you have to do is wait, sign up for it, and boom, you'll have a link to a PDF to download it. It's yours to keep for free forever. Thank you, James. You rock, dude. I really appreciate that, man. That dude right there is a great guy. You guys need to make sure you're following James Jacoby. So look, when you're going live, make sure that you are communicating with your audience. And here's why. The biggest reason you need to be communicating with your audience is this. If I say, hey, if Scott, thank you for getting it, Scott, thank you. Did you get the book? What'd you get? So if Scott pops on here and I'm talking to you guys and I don't say anything and he's not going to come back. He might give me one more chance, but if I don't, it's got a couple of new things. Nothing. Most of it, all of it's in the main course, Jose. You don't need it. You can get it if you want, dude. Go ahead, get it. It's only $47. What's that, man? It's a couple trips to Starbucks. But like, look, and this is brand new, by the way. This is the first time I've announced this. Seriously. It's the very first time I've announced this. And I am not joking. So if you go get the, excuse me, you get the ebook, it'll take you to a page where you can grab the quick start course too. Fast start, whatever the heck I call it. I'm telling you, I just had a drink of a slushie I got from my daughter, and I took a big drink, and you guys have all had brain freeze. I thought I was having an aneurysm. I am not kidding you. I literally, it hurt so bad in my head. I had to sit down and take my glasses off. I broke out in a sweat. I was like, am I dying from taking a drink of a slushie? What the heck is going on? Uh-oh. Glenn Moore shower. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. If you get the course, there are a couple of other bonuses, a weekly live stream planner and a daily live stream planner. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. Everybody watching this, every single person watching this, you have a story. You have this inner voice. And as my buddy Glenn Moorshower says all the time, he says, you beat the race with 500 million sperm to be here. Glenn, there you are. There you are. Hold on. Boom. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. You don't hear me? It's a setting. It's a setting. I promise.
Hey, Ken, I can't hear you, bud.
Change that setting.
Let me go into the camera mic deal.
There you go. There he goes. See, he's becoming a pro.
Audio.
He's becoming a pro. So I can hear you. I can hear you. I know, man. The quiet whisper, the God whisper. Yes. Glenn, can you hear me, Glenn? Glenn.
Cannot hear you, buddy.
Glenn, hello. Check.
There you are.
Check. You hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I hear it.
I got you.
I've heard you the whole time.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, there you are. Hey, bud.
What's up, dude?
Hey, wow. Didn't want to interrupt your flow. Keep rolling. You were on a rant. You were jacked up. You were Johnny jacked up, and I love it.
I am Johnny jacked up. And by the way, I could hear you the whole time.
Okay. Is this where I say congratulations?
No, you came on and you said, "Can you hear me now?"
Oh, so not only now, but the whole time. Hey, welcome to Camp Extra Mile.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I love that.
If you want to attend my camp, you too can get a t-shirt.
I want a t-shirt, dude. So look, I was talking about, and you know what? You and I have had offline conversations. I'm going to get you to endorse me now.
Okay.
Let's see if I can convince a famous Hollywood movie star.
Hold on, let me see if I can find you one.
No, but we've had this conversation. You know, live streaming is, and I really do want one of those shirts. How do I get one?
You have to be on your best behavior for a period of about 3 weeks, and so far you haven't even come close. So,
oh my god! Actually, it's kind of Michigan's colors a little bit. So,
is that upsetting to you or no?
Well, I mean, I am a Buckeye, so there's that. Hey, you know, we could do this early on. You could share the stream out tonight.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah, let me do that. By the way, it'll be worth sharing out if tonight is even slightly what last night was. Because I have to tell you, I enjoyed our show last night, be very clear, more than any show you and I have done to date.
It was phenomenal.
I got up this morning, you know, because I take my morning walks, and at 6:45, after I got back and got breakfast made, I sat down and watched the entire 2 hours and 3 minutes to start my day. And you're right about live streams. I don't know why people don't think. First of all, let me offer a thought. And Kat, you were talking about being having fun, and you know, in the acting profession, it has been, and I've always been of this opinion myself, but casting directors have verified it for me and for us, the ones that have come and visited our studio in Los Angeles. They've said that you have 8 to 10 seconds to earn us. Well, it's certainly no different than live streaming. If you think about it, when you go into a room live, that's the ultimate live streaming. So you have 8 to 10 seconds to get us on the hook. And if we're not on the hook by then, we're done, meaning casting people. I don't think it's any different for an audience. And if we can take it a step further, my dear brother, if you think about what an honor it is, the one gift that is always depreciating is the gift of time. Because every day we wake up with less of it, every day. And that's not a depressing thought. It's neither good nor bad. It's just what is. So anytime someone gives you the gift of their time, they have given you something there's no rebate for.
That's right.
And they have chosen to make you the one they're focusing their time and energy on for, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 15 minutes, whether it's a 2-hour deal. And the longer, the higher the compliment.
Dude,
if you think about it, you know,
it is. And I think that this is why I came on. The big announcement was that I have this new ebook. I did tell you about it last night. This new ebook, 100 live streaming ideas. And you know, here's the thing, man. People, I watch it just like you train actors, and I've watched you, and it's freaking mind-blowing to watch you.
Thank you, buddy.
Your element. It really is, and I mean that.
You know, let me look you in the face and say that. Thank you, Ken.
You're very welcome. So
Thanks,
let me get the eye line right.
Here.
You're welcome.
Okay, that was beautiful.
So
one of these nights, I'm going to kiss you right on the forehead.
No.
Hey, it's just the forehead. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. I didn't say anywhere else. All right, take it easy.
The Island last night and Glenn. The Island last night and Glenn.
Yeah, it's a movie I did.
Oh.
She said she was watching The Island last night, and Glenn, comma, there you were.
Oh, got it. So, you know, watching you, back to my point, watching you in your element when you're training actors. What are you laughing about, dude?
Because you're like, back to my point. Back to my point.
Thanks for interrupting.
Dead air.
You know what?
Dead air.
What's so annoying about an interrupting cow?
Moo. You got to get up early in the morning to fool daddy, baby. I've been around a while.
See, everybody thinks we need to get a room now. Ew. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Glenn.
Me off. Leave me off for a moment.
No.
Why? You know what I want to come back with?
Out.
What? What? Come on, Ken. Take me out for just a moment.
Oh, geez. There. He's off. All right. I know what he's doing. Oh, do your best interpretation. Okay, hang on. I'm going to put him back on. See, he probably thinks I can hear him talking, and I can't. So he can only hear me right now. But here we go. Here you go. There's Glenn.
All right. So, and you got to wonder about a guy who keeps a photograph that size of himself in his own home.
Like not just in his own home, but literally right next to.
Right next to me at all times. I try, to the extent of my God-given ability, to travel around with that in my possession, like in my car. So that if I get pulled over, airplane, same thing, I send it through TSA. But when I get pulled over and he asks for my ID, I just go, is this big enough?
Oh, no. My God. Wow. So
we were talking about live streams and the fact that you have 8 to 10 seconds to earn, and then you took off. So go. What does Joe say?
I have
the same Glenn picture next to my bed. Okay.
That's not disturbing. So anyway, I dissect other people's live streams. I've dissected yours.
Yes.
And we've had conversations about it.
I remember our relationship coming very close to ending over.
I know. I was like, dude, I can't even believe I'm kidding. So but we've had conversations. You hear me talk about other people's live streams where I'm like, I know I can help them with this if they just would listen. There are people that are going live that are hurting themselves. They're hurting.
Yeah, some people actually should not go live.
They should, but they should learn how to do it first.
Well, I'm saying at the time they go live, they shouldn't go live because they're doing more injury than good. And, you know, we talk about this in the audition world, is if you're going to stink up the room, you're actually better off to cancel the session. Because when you cancel the session, you may have lost that job, but what you haven't lost is all future jobs.
Well,
whereas if you go out and you suck, not only do you not get hired, they don't bother to bring you in for subsequent roles. That's the way the game is played.
Yeah.
You know,
and you have the unique perspective of having been in 250 plus movies and TV appearances. And I don't have that with television.
But you've got the inimitable Ken Walls spirit, and you are more often than not, Johnny jacked up. You care, you're invested. You have heart, you have passion, and all of that leaks out of you the minute you go live. We're glued.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
But I mean it. I'm not saying it to be nice. I mean, I would, if we weren't buds and you were just someone that I stumbled across, I'm confessing something. If I were touring through the internet and just saw this random guy, who is this Ken Walls guy, I would watch you, because your level of caring and compassion and passion are compelling. They're moving. and you're invested, and it's impossible to get an audience to invest more in you than you are in life itself. I don't want to say just you in you, but
Right.
in life. If
Yes.
someone is invested in life, then we will invest in you. We will watch you because we don't want to feel less alive. I'm speaking on the behalf of audiences worldwide. When we watch someone, we don't want to feel less alive than we did before we tuned in. We want to feel more alive. I mean,
Right.
talk about
Well,
poor logic. Let's see. I don't think my life sucks enough. I'd really love to tune into someone whose life is even worse so that I
dude,
can feel
Tommy
badly.
Baylor just liked the video. He's watching
You're talking about tonight, like this
right
moment?
now. Literally right now, he's watching.
My brother Tommy.
Dude, he is awesome.
Tommy Baylor is the deal.
Tell everybody who Tommy Baylor is.
Talk
man.
about heart, my brother.
Oh, what a guy, man. Wow.
Tommy is the kingpin of creativity and of heart. He worked with the biggest of the bigs in the music industry. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a producer. He does so many things and has, but above all of those talents, he has a talent for being an extraordinary human being. And his energy is contagious, just like yours is. It's a common thread of the people that I'm most drawn to. They have contagious energy, and frankly, they are burning at full wattage. Right. So we all have kind of an assigned wattage. So what is your wattage? And if you esteem yourself to be a 75 watt bulb, why are you burning at 23 watts?
Can I tell you, I had somebody tell me one time, they said this, this is back when I was newly sober. So I was only about a year sober. Yeah. And this person said, I didn't understand why I was able to, I said, well, I don't understand how I'm able to even hang out with somebody on your level. This person was a just super high level CEO. And I was just having an honest conversation. I said, I feel so beneath you. Like, I don't feel worthy to be hanging out with somebody.
You actually said that out loud?
I said that. Yes.
Okay.
I'm transparent, man. I don't have anything to hide. And
I'm not questioning your sanity. I'm just asking a question of, did you say that live? Yeah. Got it.
I did. And now you put on your Jimmy Kimmel hat to make me
all right.
even
I'll
more
take
nervous.
it off. Especially if you're going to start feeling inadequate. I can't be wearing my Jimmy Kimmel hat.
Put your Jimmy Kimmel hat
Kimmel
on.
himself gave me. By the way, Robert De Niro taught me not to name drop.
So I said, I don't feel worthy to be hanging out with somebody your caliber. And this person said, here's why you attract so many big name people, so many like Glenn Morshower. I'd become friends with you.
What did he say? Let me guess. Your humility?
No, said you're a 220. And I said, what's that mean? You're a 220. Some people are going through life. Most people go through life. They get up, they go to work, they come home, they pet the dog, kiss the wife, watch some TV, sleep, get back up, do it all over again tomorrow. And they go through this just mundane life. And I call those people 110s. It's like a 110 outlet. They're plugged into a 110. And then there are people who are the truth seekers, the light seekers, the people that are constantly in search of greatness, the higher level. Mm-hmm. I call those people the 220s. You're a 220.
Thank you.
Person said that. Well, this person said that to me. You are way more than obvious a 220. And then there's people that aren't plugged into anything, and they just wander the earth, wondering what's going on, what happened to my life. And that's sad. And so since that moment, I thought, I feel that it's my responsibility and duty and my obligation to wake people up, man, to their true greatness. And
Mhm.
I have that. Look, this book, this isn't a joke. I mean, I have this book. It's free. It's a free ebook I wrote, 100livestreamingideas.com. You can go download it, enter your name and email address. You get a free copy of it. And you can also sign up for a course. I'm actually dropping one more video in this miniature course I created for $47 that has unbelievable training value for 47 bucks. I over deliver all the time. Have I over delivered to you?
Yes, but that's your middle name.
It truly
Can
is.
I over deliver walls? It is. That's your
It
middle
really
name.
is.
It's also my middle name.
I
And
know.
that is, there's a name for that, which is called value creation. When you create value, and value is created by giving someone more than they expected.
Yep.
So it's everything they wanted and more. Then you wind up with a customer for life. You wind
Yep.
up with friends for life when you extend value, which is a beautiful thing. I'm going to lose the hat because it's black and it doesn't match my my navy blue shirt. That's all right. I have other hats. I'll go downstairs and find a blue hat.
But honestly, it doesn't look that much off. Put it back
doesn't?
on.
No, no.
Well,
Okay.
why do you need a hat? Your hair's not a mess.
My hair hasn't been a mess since the Carter administration. That's the truth. So on this wattage thing, you know, the thing is, it's not about whatever your assigned wattage is. It's how much of your assigned wattage are you burning? That's the question. Right. So someone might have been assigned 100 and someone else is assigned 75 and someone else is assigned 60. But by all means, let's be committed to burning at full wattage. And I have you've never heard me talk about this, Ken, but I really do maintain that there is, and this is going to get a little woo-woo, but the good news is I'll make it short. I happen to believe that whenever we're out of alignment with our highest available good, just call it get out of alignment, we go out of bounds in any way. If we say something that is incongruent with our highest nature, meaning let's say we're ugly to another individual, or we say something that's truly self-deprecating, and it's just not the truth at all. It's just some poor habit of self-destructive chatter. Every time we do it, it is like taking a can of black spray paint and spraying it upon the glass that surrounds us. So no matter how much light we have burning inside, its ability to reach out into the world is diminished by something we've done that is in conflict with who it is we are. And I have seen this to be true my whole life. And so the more, every time we make a loving choice, it's as though we are getting a chance to buff off some of that spray paint that has been placed upon us by rougher times in our lives. And I think it's not just about keeping the light lit. I think it's about keeping the glass clean. And whenever we make good choices, the glass that surrounds our light is clean and it's clear, and our light can shine through it. I see this happen all the time. And I'm thinking, I'll listen to someone and their talk is spraying their glass black. It's spraying it black. Does this make sense, or does that sound like a weird analogy?
I talk about this all the time.
You do? We've never talked about this.
Well, and I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to say, hold on, I'm looking for something on a page here. Am I on screen? No, I'm not. Here, I'll put myself.
Yeah, feel free to put yourself back into your own show.
Yeah. So there, I don't know if you've ever heard this or not. I'm going to share my screen because I want people to see this, because this is one of the most, you know,
I'm going to get my head in the screen as big as yours is.
Back when I was first getting sober.
Okay, you win. You have top billing.
When I don't even know what that means. Well, I didn't. I do now. but back when I was first getting sober,
Mhm.
I was looking for anything that could help me. I was a mess, man. I couldn't find my rear end with both hands and a flashlight. I couldn't, man.
I learned that one from you, brother.
I couldn't, man. I was lost. And so I spent a lot of time reading and trying to find, this lost light. And see what you just said about the spray paint on the lens. There's also another side to that. And that is when you're spray painting your own lens. And I used to paint cars at the Honda factory. And there's something called overspray, where when you're right. And so when you're painting something, there's always overspray that goes out and it clings to other things.
Which is why they tape off other areas, I would guess, to guard against overspray.
Yeah. So the overspray, when you're doing that to yourself, there's overspray that hits everybody around you too.
This is good, baby. We got to talk about overspray tomorrow night on the show.
It darkens them as well.
Yes, indeed.
So
you're getting the knock on the desk for that one, brother. That is so accurately stated.
I got to read this poem, man. This was one of the most impactful poems of my life, and I've read it 1,000 times at least. The Journey by Mary Oliver. One day you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble, and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own. That kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. That is one of the most powerful poems ever. And because it's about the moment that you wake up and you go, man, I've been spray painting my own lens and overspraying people around me, and I've been destroying other people's lives inadvertently, not even knowing.
And unintentionally.
And it's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to get my voice heard, not just by the world, but by myself as well. And that's why one of the reasons I love doing what I'm doing. Hey, Lyndon Crane, how you doing? There's a little brother of mine up in Canada. Young dude, man, kid's smart as heck. So that poem, The Journey by Mary Oliver, man, powerful poem. Powerful.
I love that. And this is the very reason, Ken, that in all of my years, and certainly in parenting and in my life coaching, I have consistently maintained that the single most important thing that we as human beings can do in this lifetime is to become conscious. You say, well, what about love? Certainly love is at the top of the chain of vibrations we want to reside in.
Yeah.
But you have to be conscious to even be loving. So before anything, we have to wake up. And once we're really awake, first of all, no one is going to notice that they're spraying others if they are sleepwalking. Right? So the somnambulist, there's a great word. The somnambulist is not someone that's a sleepwalker.
Somnambulist?
Somnambulist.
Alexa, define somnambulist.
List. Somnambulist.
Oh.
A person who walks about in his or her sleep. A sleepwalker.
Somnambulist.
How did I do?
LIST is on
Yes,
the
that's
end.
what I said. A somnambulist.
A person who walks about in his or her sleep, a sleepwalker.
Right. So the world is full of somnambulists, and the extent to which we are sleepwalking is marking the prevention of life's ability to fully occur to us. I mean, you're just not going to have much occur to you if you're sleepwalking. So the first order of business is to wake up out of that sleepwalking state and become conscious. That's why on my business cards, I say we owe it to the world to wake up twice every day. That's what that is regarding. So we open our eyes in the morning, but then we have to become additionally awake in order to become the noticer of all things. And then what you see is that the true beauties are in the simplicities of life, just the really, really beautiful moments. And
look, you taught us all a new word. Most of us have. Sandy said, "I need there's no I in there, Sandy." But yes, I have one in every room of my house. I literally have like 10 of them. It's crazy.
You know, words are tools, and I wasn't trying to drop in an $8, $9 word for flash or flare. It's an accurate word, just like pronoia is a word that most people don't know. I'm puzzled by why. I understand why. I guess actually it's because society never stressed the importance of that word. But, you know, I'm not so sure.
Here's the definition of pronoia.
Well, wait. Don't show it yet. Don't show it yet, because I think it's interesting. Are you fake showing it right now? Is that what you're doing? You're doing a drive-by showing.
What? Oh, you almost had it. Look. Oh.
So let me clarify. To me, the fact that everybody in the world knows the term paranoia and very few people know the term pronoia is an explanation for why our world is in the state that it's in. Yeah. Because paranoia is the belief that the universe is conspiring against you.
Yeah.
Against us. That everything is out to get us, and we're afraid of God, what might be next.
Yep.
And pronoia, now you can show it, Ken, is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So pronoia is the state of mind where we really maintain that the universe conspires on our behalf, that it conspires for us. Life is not my enemy. Life is not your enemy. Life is my friend. Life is your friend. Life is our friend. And the thing is, it's self-interest to hold that opinion, because when we hold that opinion, that positions us in such a beautiful way to see life through that lens. And we wind up feeling uplifted. We wind up smiling instead of frowning. And life simply goes better for someone who practices pronoia. For someone to practice paranoia, I've never seen a doctor say, you know what's missing from your life? You seriously need to practice some more paranoia. I don't think you're giving paranoia a large enough dosage of time in your life. And when you can start laughing, I remember you saying, not taking yourself. I mean, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons that I developed this guy. I developed this guy because he teaches me things all the time. And he just sits on my shoulder, knocks on the side of my head, and it tells me what to say. And I love that.
Oh my God. So
I don't know why people think we need to knock that crap off when we're 10 years old. It's so much fun to be 61 and still playing every chance I get to talk like this. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know,
I think that, are you drinking coffee?
I am actually drinking iced tea.
Oh, snap. Okay.
That's me chomping ice. Sorry.
Okay. No,
it
don't
means
be sorry.
that I'm either sexually frustrated or have an iron deficiency, or both.
Oh my God. So, hey, I want to, Chad Kneller. Did you watch my interview with Chad Kneller?
I did not see that.
And if you didn't hear me pronounce, how would you say his last name, dude? Tell me the truth. If you didn't hear me, just
I would say Chad Kneller.
Thank you. I told him he's pronouncing it wrong.
Well, I would look at it like I've never stabbed anybody with a knife. For that matter, let me make it clear, Ken. I've never stabbed anyone, period. Let me, before the police come after me, let me clear that up. I haven't stabbed anyone with a knife or with an ice pick or with a fork.
Oh, that is too funny. Holy crap. So I told it, and he said it. He said it's Kneller, like knife. I said, that's not.
Oh, that's how you explained it?
Yeah, I said, that's not how you pronounce knife, dude.
Did you say, well, thank you for letting me know?
He said,
that's what I would have
he
said.
Or maybe you just had it wrong, Glenn. He said, you know what I mean?
Since it's been scientifically proven, this is well beyond theory. Since it's been scientifically proven that laughter is good for the soul.
It is.
Again, we're not talking about Glenn or Ken's theory. Now, we're talking about science. Since that has been scientifically proven and was proven years ago, this isn't even recent technology. Why are we so slow as a people to then move into the implementation of that? We've been told it is incredibly good for us. It's great medicine. It's even the best medicine. And then we move about our somber lives. So find what makes you smile. Find what makes you laugh. Hang out with people who are fun and funny to be with.
I turned off my light because I can't. I got to figure this out, man. I can't take this anymore. Maybe I need a.
It's a little like what I would expect to see on Venus, to be honest with you.
Thanks for stopping by, Glenn.
It's Ken Walls broadcasting live from Venus.
I don't know what I've done with my lighting. I've added too much. I've taken some.
Oh wow!
away.
Look at what Chad Kneller says.
Yes.
Here,
amen,
my brother.
He's right.
You get a triple amen on that one. I believe we can laugh our way to health or stress our way to death.
Dude,
yep.
I totally agree. Larry I have a gal who does laughter yoga. Wow.
I've never heard of that. I like it.
Down low. Dude, I did. I have the camera settings. Glenn, take over the show for a minute. I'll be right back.
Well, what are you trying to do? You're trying to work with Corey Calvin on something?
Give me a second.
Well, I can't highlight.
I know. That's all right.
I can certainly go to some of the comments because
I
don't.
Just everybody ask Glenn questions. I'll be right back.
Alan's here tonight. Cool.
Alan, what's up, Alan? Everybody ask a stumper.
He said, I recently turned 60, but my wife, his wife Penny, who is a sweetheart, says I act like I'm 15. I'm okay with that. Well, that's why you and I are brothers, dude. I adore my brother Alan.
He's a good
who
dude.
Lives out in West Virginia and is just all heart. You know, we can feel it when we meet people. We can feel their level of illumination. We can feel their level of genuineness, which is something that goes a long way with me. I admire genuine people. I also admire people that value the word fair. And they are fair. They're fair in their dealings. They're fair in their interactions. They're fair with their with their approach. They're fair with others. Fair is one of my favorite words. Reasonable is another word that I'm a fan of. When people are reasonable in the way, when someone sends you a script and it's a big script, like a full 120-page movie script or something, and they send it to you at 10 o'clock in the morning and they don't know you. Okay, they have no idea who you are, but they're sending it out via Facebook, a Facebook Messenger or whatever. And then they send you a second notice later that day that they want to know if you've read it yet. Oh my God, you look like Al Lewis on the Munsters. Oh my God, Ken. Ouch. Ouch. I'm glad you took that off. I was having trouble. So I was in midpoint. The point is that if you are reaching out to someone that you just sent a script to, you're only thinking of your end of the story. And something I'd like to mention tonight, Ken, and kind of throw this out as a topic, is to broaden our view as a people to include the angle from someone else's perspective, to be a multi-perspective practitioner so that you can see things from someone else's point of view. So working actors, for example, are sent scripts all the time. And you'll get a lot more for shows that aren't even in development, like they're just ideas and they're wanting to attach someone to them and they send them. So those scripts go onto a runway where many scripts are in front of them, and the priorities will be the ones that are fully funded and have already been greenlit, and they're actually looking to attach the names, those and the scripts of people with whom I have relationship capital established. Like you would be an extreme priority and are in my life. All fun and games aside, you're an extreme priority, and I also know that you know that. So you walk around with the certainty that you matter to me because we've been very fair in our dealings with one another, very upfront, very truthful. We have a mutual admiration and respect for one another, and that's great. So what these people that send this script don't seem to know is that their script is probably somewhere about 212th on the list of things I'm eventually going to read, and that's if ever. If they reach me within 24 hours to ask if I've read it yet, their script will never be read.
Yeah.
That's what happens. It goes straight to the garbage because it is an indicator that the person that I would be working with is not someone I would want to work with. So we've got to start seeing things not just from our perspective, but what is it going to be like on the receiving end and what's probably going on, what is more likely than not the case, and factor that in your interactions with people.
Yes, I concur. You know, I think, man, I don't know. I'm not getting the lighting right here. But if you're trying to establish a friendship or relationship, you've got to, look, Chad Kneller just said it. Seek first to understand before you are understood. You have two ears and one mouth, and it's in that proportion for a reason. So, and the have you ever read or heard, I'm sure you have, the prayer of St. Francis?
Yes.
It's an amazing prayer.
I don't have it memorized, but I've heard it.
Neither do I. Why not?
By the way, we're currently doing another episode of Eating with Actors.
What are you eating now, man?
Well, last night it was a roast, and today I'm eating some lovely Asian food.
Okay.
Because Daddy is en route to extreme thinness.
Good for you, man.
I am walking my butt off every day. I went for 2 long walks today.
Wow. So Chad just said he hasn't heard that one. I'm going to read it. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow charity. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is error, truth. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it is in dying to ourselves that we are born to eternal life.
You couldn't have referenced
Amen.
a more beautiful poem, because that passage is all about residing in someone else's skin.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And it's beautiful. And the extent to which we can embrace that is the extent to which we're ready to receive health. If we're only viewing things from a myopic perspective, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We need to go to a broader view that's more inclusive and less exclusive.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
What are some of our chime-ins here?
Hang on. I'm trying
This, by the way, is the advantage over network television. When it's a simple, low-key conversation, which is what you and I do.
Yeah.
We can sit and have dinner during it.
Yeah.
We can sit and have an iced tea. We can have contemplative moments where things go silent and we're not seeking to only entertain, although we do practice edutainment. Oh, there's Dennis.
There's Dennis. What's
That's my
up,
brother,
Dennis?
whose birthday I share.
Wow.
Dennis is an April 24th guy as well. Happy belated, brother. I hope you had a great birthday in China.
So when a lot of people make having a friendship or a relationship, they make it more difficult than it needs to be. They don't let things organically happen. It goes back to the book we've referenced a lot, Power versus Force. And
which, by the way, is Dr. David Hawkins. I know you know that, but make sure your viewers know that.
Amazing book. And he talks in that about, anytime we're trying to force something, universally, it creates resistance. True power comes from surrender. When we say, I'm going to stop trying to force this thing and I'm just going to surrender. Like when I wrote this ebook, dude, I had people going, man, with the information and knowledge you have and what's in that book, it's a little booklet. It's 12, 15 pages. It's packed with some great stuff, but people were like, sell it for $9 or $7 or something. I'm like, why not just give it away? Look, Eric Cornelius is on. He said, oh my God, he's eating. That's the singer.
That's the only time. And Eric, your music was great last night. The only time we do a live is Ken calls me first and says, give me a guesstimation as to when you'll be eating tonight. Because I'm going to start a live stream shortly before, and then I'm going to invite you to join me.
Yeah, while you're eating. And
while
it's helpful if you talk with food in your mouth.
I try to every opportunity I get.
Oh, brother, how you love someone if they hate you? What's your opinion? Oh, can I answer that?
Please, I'll finish my dinner.
So, you hate them back and you tell them to piss off. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Please don't do that to me while I'm eating.
I'm just kidding. I mean, look, if there's somebody that hates you, and it has something to do with what you did or said, it's lunchtime in China. Dennis is going to get lunch. See you, bro. Good to see you, man. If it's something that you did or you said, I mean, you have to clean your side of the street. And so many times we walk around with these expectations of people, that we expect people to live up to. Dennis said your show is making me hungry. Sandy McNichol said, you're making me hungry. What are you eating? So, when you're walking around, most people
Chicken
are
with
walking
rice
around,
and egg rolls, by the way, Ken.
what is it?
It's a kind of a chicken dish, like spicy chicken with egg rolls.
Right. Tracy Swanson. Tracy, there are people that hate me, that talk stuff about me, that I have no idea what I did. These are people that I've actually helped tremendously, put a lot of work into helping them, and they talk smack about me to everybody with ears. And so, and it bothered me badly for a while, and now it doesn't. And the reason it doesn't is this, and this is the only way that I am aware of that works. Man, Glenn, everybody is hungry on here.
I'm glad
Now,
I was able to do something.
Gabby's on here again. She came to see what Glenn is eating.
Oh, hey, Gabby. Thank you for your wide open heart. I watched the show again this morning, and you were such a real interactive angel and present, and you were part of a breakthrough for a lot of people last night. I just want to say thank you. It was beautiful.
Notice how he responds to Eric. He doesn't.
I didn't see what Eric said. Yeah, right. There's my response.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. So,
celebrity chef. Oh my!
Tracy said people are rude, lack compassion, integrity, common decency. Hang on a minute. I did not say that. And let me say this. I'm not. This isn't me correcting you. This is me correcting me, because I have taken that path before, and quite frankly, I found myself down victim road. And way down victim
Which path?
road.
What comment did I miss while I was looking away?
Tracy said people are rude, lack compassion, integrity, common decency. I hear you. And I know where she's saying that because of, I said there are people that talk smack about me and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. That's not about me. It is about me. Their view of me is obviously different than what I want it to be, right?
Right.
But I can't change other people. I can only change me and my behavior. So what
you also
I do?
Can be a spectacular human being and still get a terrible review.
That's right. Look, they killed Jesus. I'm not saying I'm nowhere near his level at all, but they killed him. Like they said, oh, no, Mr. Goody Two Shoes, you're going up on a cross. And they killed him. And so like, it doesn't matter how good you are. There are going to be people that don't like you, that don't, and whatever their reasons are. But see, I think that people are good. I think people are good.
Yeah.
And I think that there are people that are very compassionate. They just don't know. They don't know what they don't know. And so my goal, my duty, my obligation is to pray for them. And I send them, instead of saying, you discompassionate piece of crap and all of that anger and hatred, man, you know what? I'm going to send you blessings. I'm going to send you love. I'm going to pray that God blesses you with everything that you dream of coming true. I'm going to pray that you're blessed with everything wonderful in your life. And you know what? Maybe if the day comes where our paths intersect again and we get a chance to hug it out, I forgive you. You're already forgiven, man. It's over. You're forgiven. I'm over it. And the only way to get everything you want out of life, the only way to get everything you want out of life is to not walk around with that anger and hatred in your heart. You got to walk around with love in your heart. And if you can't find that love in your heart, you better get on your knees and you better ask for it. You better ask for the love to come from something outside of yourself. I had, when about 2.5 years sober, I
Preach, brother.
I had this kid that I was sponsoring in AA, and he said, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in all that shit. And I said, well, dude, that's okay. God doesn't care. God's okay, man. I mean, there's been trillions of people, billions of people walk this planet, and he actually, believe it or not, created you. So he's, he'll be all right, whether you believe in him or not. I said, but I'll tell you something. If you plan on staying sober long-term, you want to be sober for life, you better figure out a way to believe in something other than yourself, because your best thinking got you here.
Yep.
And obviously now, if your plans are working for you, then what the heck are you doing here, dude? Go on, man. Go out there and drink like a normal human being. Go throw 1 down or 2 down and go home and call it a night. But you can't do that. So your best thinking doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I suggest that you maybe try to find a power greater than yourself. And he said, well, I love your car. Can I make that my higher power? Because it was a little Mercedes, a really nice looking Mercedes.
Were they being snide, or were they being serious?
No, he was being for real.
Okay.
I was like, dude, if you want to call my car your higher power, go for it. I mean, for real, make my car your higher power if you have to. But when you're down there praying to it, would you clean the wheels?
Oh, that's funny. Hey, Ken, you asked me to do this a while ago.
Yeah.
And then you asked me to take over the screen, and I never got to share this out.
What?
The fact that you wanted me to share it out to my site, and I never got to do that.
Oh, you didn't share it out?
No, because right after you said it, I guess you took off.
Man,
and
we're
said,
getting
watch the screen,
hundreds of people on here from just little old me.
Yeah, so it's all about you, brother. Let me just go ahead and share this real quickly.
Hey, Chad Canneller man, I miss this, Chad. This is freaking awesome. To avoid criticism, just say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing.
Yeah.
And Tracy says, I've become bitter and cynical with ranch experiences. I've isolated myself. People's behavior does affect others. It does. I don't disagree. But it doesn't have to stay that way. There's an old Buddhist saying that says pain in life is inevitable. Suffering is optional. You're going to have pain, especially if you're dealing with other people. You're going to have pain if you live in a bubble. You're going to have pain. You get to choose how long you're going to suffer. You do get to choose that. Am I wrong, Glenn?
No, not at all. It's beautiful. If it feels good, do it. And if it moves, get it. You know who said that? I did, like 5 seconds ago. Weren't you paying attention? Jesus.
All right. It's the Glenn Show. Tracy said, I'm in a funk, lost my trust in others. Tracy,
How long?
Tracy is a friend of mine who experienced something incredibly painful. And Tracy, if you want to put it up on the screen, I'm not going to say it. She suffered a one hell of a blow. I mean, a serious loss. And I'd like her to, if she wants to say it. So I don't want to put her laundry out on Front Street. She can, and if she brings it up, then you could talk to her about it. But
Sure.
you've been very transparent with someone unbelievably close that you lost in the last year. You've been completely transparent. And there's Roxy. Did you see Roxy on here?
My friends have. My free have. I think she's introducing a new word to the language. The merging of friends and have. My frei have. It sounds German. My frei have. Thrown me a most wonderful birthday party. Happy birthday, Roxy. So is today the actual day, sweetheart?
Tracy.
Here we go.
Tracy lost her son. He's a military veteran. She lost her son almost 11 years ago.
So where does the trust issue come in? Because it sounds like they are related to each other, right? I'm sorry, deeply sorry for your loss, Tracy, because certainly the loss of a child, no matter how old, is very difficult.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I think, I think for anybody going through something painful like that, I can't imagine. I cannot relate to it. I hate it when people are like, "Oh man, I can relate," or I'm so sorry. It's like,
no, the worst thing you can tell someone regarding their story of grief is, I know how you feel. It's the single worst thing. And by the way, I'm a student of this. I went to the grief. I've told you this, that I went and trained at the Grief Recovery Institute in Los Angeles. One of the most insightful chapters of my life, to study under a very evolved human being by the name of Russell Friedman, who is the one who taught me those 5 life-changing words of "that's old, I'm new, goodbye," and referencing that. Yeah. So that's sweet of Chad. See, that's all you have to do, is be transparent enough to place your predicament out in the open, and the caring individuals will show up, Tracy. They are out there. So I want to encourage you to at least reduce, wherever your distrust lies, to reduce it from an opinion about people in general. And don't hold people responsible. This is a big one, Ken. Don't hold people in general responsible for crimes they didn't commit.
Right.
I want to say that again. Don't hold people in general responsible for crimes they didn't commit. If your parents have caused injury, if friends have caused injury, just make sure that you're isolating the feelings to that unique circumstance, and not to succumb to the urge to buy into a general opinion about all people, to decide that all people do not deserve trust, or all people. And, we take people on a case-by-case basis, and if we're healthy, we invite people to earn their pathway into our life. Now, we can be loving to all people. We can be kind. We can be decent. We can be fair. But we also want to be careful about overextending ourselves to people with whom we have no bank account. Imagine the absurdity of walking into a bank and saying, "I'd like to make a $10,000 withdrawal." The first thing they're going to say is, "Very well, we'd love to help you with that. Do you have an account with us?" And if you said, "Well, no," here's what they would do. Right. They would just shoot you a look like, "What are you, nuts? You want to come in and take 10 grand out of a bank where you have no account?" And relationships are the same way. So they all start by making a small opening deposit. And as deposits grow, the size of withdrawals can grow. But if the withdrawal pattern exceeds the deposits, that's when accounts are shut down.
Read that right there. Would
The
you
walls
read
we build to keep the pain out also keeps the joy and blessings from getting in.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really good, Chad. So I guess our next stop is the Ken, Glenn, Scott, and a guy named Chad show. And so we'll just keep adding a person, and each new ad will be called "and a guy named." And Scott will appreciate the bump because he'll become a regular guy, and he'll no longer be the guy named Scott. He'll just be Scott, and it'll be a guy named Chad. No, Chad, that's really good, man. That's really good.
Look, Tracy. Here's the thing. Just let's talk about the neuroscience behind that statement right there. Let's talk about the energy, because Einstein said everything in life is energy in motion. Everything is energy. Every thought we have produces energy. Everything that we speak produces energy. It produces a result in our lives too. And so when you say, why put myself out there anymore? Why risk more hurt or rejection? You're literally creating, you're putting that energy out to the universe to send you more of it.
Mm.
Am I wrong? I don't feel like I'm saying it the way I want to say it for some reason.
Well, you've got to remember that there's no charge for your advice either, so don't give yourself too hard a time. We're a free show, so you're just speaking your gut, and I think it's right on. I would also encourage first of all, there is no yes, we do have children, Eric. We have two. They're not kids anymore. They are 37 and 40.
Yeah.
And so I want to stay on point with Tracy. So
yeah,
the thing is, there is no pat answer here. There is no salve that you're going to rub on this that's going to instantly make it feel better. We do grasp the magnitude, right? And so the fixes are incremental, but they have to get underway at some point. Baby steps come to mind, just baby steps of repairing this. And one of the greatest visuals I can offer you, because you'll see it often. I'm assuming you're in your car fairly often, maybe not as much in the last 10 weeks, but all of us during normal times spend a great deal of time in our automobiles. And the next time you get in your car, Tracy, I would encourage you to look up and notice that the windshield is this big. I'm actually going to stretch my hands wider than the frame because it is. The windshield is a fully outstretched set of hands. It's that big. Let me get the other hand in frame. It's that big, and the rearview mirror is this big. Just remember that, because our cars are teaching us everything about perspective. In that moment, just by looking and noticing how wide the windshield is and how small the rearview mirror is, meaning that rearview mirror is representative of our past. And notice they don't not put one in there. I mean, they put it in there. Are you going good night, Joan? This is early for you.
Joan. Come on, Joan.
I'm not going to twist her arm. If you need sleep, go get sleep, honey. I'm just surprised because you're usually such a night owl. So I love you, sweetheart, and we'll see you tomorrow evening at 8 Eastern. I love you, and thanks for tuning in. But let me finish this thought. So that rearview mirror, I noticed they don't leave it out of the car because they understand its importance to gain perspective. We have to be able to reference our past. We have to see where we've been. We have to see what is on our tail, what is following us, because it creates relationship and perspective relative to the now. But the bulk of our focus must be in today and must be looked at through the windshield and not the rearview mirror, or we will inevitably crash. There's no other way that scenario is going to go. If we look at life through the rearview mirror, we crash into things. And I don't think crashing is what you want. I'm going to speak on your behalf, and I don't even know you. I know it's not what you want, because none of us want. One of the other things that could offer you help is to know this: while we always feel alone in our pain, and we do. Here's my buddy Vance speaking in, chiming in. Vance says, Tracy, I can say from experience that it's hard, but it can get easier depending on how you approach each next day. And Vance lost a child, crib death, when she was very, very young. And so he speaks from that perspective of loss. Does he understand your exact pain? No, he does not, any more than you understand his exact pain. But he does at least relate to the loss of a child. And he is my dear brother from another mother with a heart as big as the state of Texas. And so, Tracy, I think it's not that we are uplifted by the discomfort of others, but I would think that there would be some comfort in getting in touch with the universality of pain, that pain is going on, if not right on the surface, certainly right underneath most every human being you ever cross paths with. This I can tell you from experience of being a teacher for many, many years. And especially if you just stop. We have an exercise we do in our workshop where we face two people, and we face them basically knees to knees, touching knees in two different chairs. And here's all they're asked to do for 5 minutes is just this. And just look deep into each other's eyes, no words. And what happens as the observers we're watching, we see their faces change. And boy, when you're in this exercise, you really see it as you connect and you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And it invariably starts with a little bit of nervousness about how intense this exercise is. And that only lasts usually 15 to 20 seconds. It never goes the full 30. But there is invariably an initial awkward period of, wow, we're doing this, aren't we? Again, with no words, but you can see the thought process. And as they go deeper, a smile begins to emerge somewhere around second 30. And most of the people who do this at some point, a couple of minutes in, will begin to cry as they let go. And they don't feel the need to hide. And their truth comes up. And as a teacher, I can tell you that the vast majority of people live with that truth right underneath, and those tears and that pain right underneath the surface. And all they need is the opportunity, and they will pop like a water balloon. But they are so caught up in the goings on of the day and activities and distractions and chaos and busyness that when all of that stops, they're forced to come to terms with what they've been feeling all along. And I want you to remember that you are immersed in a sea of humankind that all have their own sufferings as well. So you are not alone, though you may feel alone. And just know that you're not alone.
You know, I read this story in one of Dr. Wayne Dyer's books, and he talked about the difference in perspectives, because Tracy, the pain for Tracy is the pain for Tracy. And you know, I heard a guy say one time, if we all took all of our pain and we threw it out into the middle of the room, and we could all go pick up whoever else's pain and problems in life that we wanted to instead of our own, we would take that, and within 24 to 72 hours, we would come screaming back to this room begging for our problems back. Mm-hmm. Because our set of problems and challenges and pain is unique to each and every one of us. But there were this is a true story, these two women that had been lifelong friends that had the same exact birth date. And they had every single year on their birthday morning, they would meet and have breakfast together as a little birthday celebration. On their 70th birthday, they got together, and one woman looks at the other one and she says, well, we're 70 now. It's time for us to, start getting our affairs in order, and the big day is coming soon where we're no longer going to be here. We don't want to leave a mess behind. And her friend said, I think it's the perfect age to learn how to start mountain climbing. And at the age of 83, I forget.
Here.
At the age of 83, she was not the oldest woman. She was the oldest human being to scale Mount Kilimanjaro at 83 years old. And her friend is probably long dead. So it's not because there was a huge physical difference. It's so much of a mental everything in life. It literally is. It's like the guy saying, how do you love somebody that hates you? You just do. And if you can't, you ask for guidance. You ask God. And when God shows up, be aware, be awake. Like Glenn, you were saying earlier, freaking wake the hell up. Wake up. Wake up, man.
Yeah.
Look, God is showing up every single day in your life. Every single day in your life. If you woke up this morning and you got out of bed, God showed up for your ass. Start showing some gratitude.
Sometimes going to the mental opposite, Ken, will help as a thought exercise. So for example, when you are in bed and you're still in that horizontal modality, right? You haven't gotten up yet. You're welcome, Tracy. You deserve it. I mean, we all deserve help. We all deserve love. So imagine being in that horizontal modality, and before you get up, yes, I saw what Vance said. He said, hey, G means Glenn. I like to do that exercise right before a scene when I really need to connect, or if I feel like my partner isn't connecting, because it grounds us one with another. And then you're grounded really in what's substantive and what's real. And now the scene will have depth to it because it will be played from deep down, that place that we all know about within us. It won't be played on the surface. So I want to go back to this. Thank you, Vance, for that. I want to go back to this horizontal thought process, that as you are laying there horizontally and you're getting ready to get out of bed, imagine for yourself, for example, how someone like Christopher Reeve would have felt a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever, after his accident. What do you think he would have paid to be able to just stand up out of bed or stand up from his wheelchair and get on with his day? I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer is he would have gutted his bank account. Gutted it.
Yep.
All bank accounts, properties owned, anything, just give me my precious movement back. So it's all about perspective. And the moment we can get into the understanding that it is a blessing, it is a privilege, it is a lottery victory to be able to simply stand and decide that that's cause to label it a great day. And it's the first action you've taken. The day is already great. What happened? Did you get a raise? No. Did you meet someone? Did you fall in love? No. Well, what is it? Your birthday? Is it a holiday? Did I miss something? Did I forget about something? No. I just slipped into a higher level of awareness. That's all. Loved this piece, G. When we hear, don't know what we've got till it's gone. Oh, well, I covered this the other day in
Yeah,
one of my shares.
That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have an imagination. Properly used, it should always lead to gratitude and thankfulness. Yeah. So it turns out that the imagination is one of the most underutilized gifts we have. And by not utilizing it, we're not taking advantage of how much it can uplift our lives. I had a great, Ken, with your blessing, may I go on for another moment or so about this?
Yep. You may.
So I want to give you an example. I'm going to give you a visual. And what I have is a bowl here. I don't really have a plate, but I have a bowl.
By the way, did you ever meet Christopher?
I did not.
No.
And it's unfortunate because I've spoken about him for years, and I spoke about him when he was alive. He was a very big part of and I've had friends of his reach out to me.
Wow.
But I want to show you something. I want everybody to see this. So this is a bowl. And it looks this way for two reasons. Most people only come up with the first reason. So I want you to think of this bowl as yourself. For anyone who's willing to play along tonight, and we can get back to the laughter, but let's play ball for just a moment. So this bowl is me. This bowl is you. Are you with me? I'm just kind of waiting. Drop a one. Yeah. I'll use Ken's expression. Drop a one if you're with me and you're ready to play ball and learn a very powerful lesson tonight. Okay? So the lesson starts with you are this bowl. And what I'm suggesting is a duality understanding, a two-part understanding to why the bowl looks like it looks. The first one is the obvious one, but it's the one that everyone thinks about, and almost no one thinks about the second reason. I haven't even shared this with Ken before. So this bowl looks this way because it was designed to look this way. Someone had a plan, a potter. This was probably, hello, Ashley. Thank you for greeting me and dropping the one at the same time. So thank you, Sophia. So it was designed by a potter or something of this magnitude. Thank you, Corey, for the multiple ones. But something of this magnitude, I'm guessing they actually probably crank out on an assembly line. I'm guessing it's not a singular potter who designs each one because, frankly, that would take forever. But maybe. I don't know. What I do know is this, whether it was a single designer or it was cranked out on an assembly line, they had a print, and this was designed within those specifications. It might have even been a mold. But Ken, do you see what I'm saying? In other words, it was built to look like it looks.
Yep.
Now, here is the so that's reason one as to why
I do want to point out that there's rice hanging off.
I know, and it's disgusting, but if I look at it that way, it looks really disgusting. I was trying to conceal it as best I could. There's that.
Well, you said that you're the bull, and I just wanted to point out that you have rice hanging off of you.
Okay, wait a minute. Here, let me make this more vivid so you'll be pleased.
I'm just trying to help.
Here, you're the bull. You're the bull. Okay, is that better? You're the bull. Now you'll certainly remember the lesson more.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for that interruption, dude.
No, hey, anytime.
So here's the bowl. You're gonna like this, brother. You're gonna like this because this will help everybody understand why people are as they are. So we were all designed to look like we look. But here's the reason we still have this design. So this is reason two that you seldom see. Do you understand that this only looks this way because I haven't let go of it? And that the minute I do, it no longer looks this way. All I have to do right now is let it go, because the fall from where I sit to the floor beneath me, which is hardwood, by the way, it's not a carpet. It's about a 4.5 foot fall, at which point the bowl no longer looks this way. So the bowl has not had a life-altering event occur to it. That's why it still looks like it looks. So the next time we start feeling arrogant, we might want to start showing compassion and remember that the only difference between us and a shattered bowl is we probably haven't been slammed into the concrete like somebody else has.
That's right.
It
Yep.
is a huge thing to understand. This bowl looks like it looks because of what has happened to it and also because of what hasn't happened to it. So that to me is a huge, and I've actually taught that lesson at seminars with a glass, and I've come out and asked, what is it you see? And they say, and why does it look the way it looks? And then I say, it also looks the way it looks because of what hasn't happened to it. And on a dime, the second I say it, what hasn't happened to it, and I let it go on stage, and it shatters into hundreds of little baby pieces of glass, and obviously the probably 15 or 20 larger pieces of glass. But all it took was changing the stimulus. So there are events that shatter us. And when they've shattered us, we will never again be the same. And it's unrealistic to think that they will be or we will be. But we certainly can glue the pieces back together. And we can also start fresh and treat our future versions of ourselves with greater care and concern so that we don't get dropped into the cement or a hardwood floor. But life doesn't include guarantees. And all we can do is give ourselves our best shot. But that helps me be compassionate toward other people when I go, you know, I have not been through what they've been through.
When I first got sober, I went through a lot of bad stuff, man. And you and I've talked about this. I went through a lot of bad stuff as a kid, and I'm not going into all that, but you know, I drank at that stuff for many, many years to the point where it almost killed me. And when I first got sober, I was losing everything. And I had this kid still working for me, this young man. We're friends still today. And we're driving, and my ex had left me, I was losing everything. And we're driving down the road. I'm trying to hang on to what's left of the business I had, and he's trying to help me, and he was there, and just great young man. Went to Christian school, Christian college, just a good kid. And he says, he said, "How are you doing?" I said, "Man, I cannot believe I'm losing everything. I can't believe I let it get this far. I went this far down. I'm scared to death. I'm a mess." And he said, you know, literally, he's driving because my car had been repossessed. So he's driving, and we're driving down the road, and he says, you know, my younger brother likes to drink milk out of a glass.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and he has this horrible habit of drinking the milk about halfway down and leaving just a little bit in the bottom of the glass. Sometimes it's half a glass, sometimes it's just a little, but then he just sits them randomly around the house and leaves them for days and days. And well, you know what happens to milk after it's been sitting in a glass for a few days. It starts getting nasty, and it really starts to hurt. Like the glass gets, you would never want to pick that glass up and pour something else.
No, the round one.
And drink out of it. And he said, so what do? We get the glass, we take it, we rinse it out, we put it in the dishwasher, and we let the dishwasher do its thing. He said, now, I think what's happening for you is God has you in the dishwasher. He goes, now, I've never been in a dishwasher, but inside a dishwasher, it gets hot, really, really hot. And I would imagine that if you were in a dishwasher cycle, it would be incredibly uncomfortable. But see, when we take the glass after the dishwasher's done its job and it goes through all of its cycle and everything dries, we take the glass out and it's this beautiful, clear, pristine piece of equipment that we can now use again for its purpose. And I think that's what God's doing with you. I think God just has you in the dishwasher right now, and it's going to be uncomfortable. And I was like, what the? This dude's like 10 years younger than me or something. I'm like, where did you get that kind of wisdom, dude? What the heck?
And you still use it. Do you know that? You still use the dishwasher analogy in your vernacular?
18 years later.
But are you aware of how often you use it, and I can prove it? That you reference dishwashers all the time, unknowingly to me. Because you talk about things online and endlessly you go, Glenn, I may tag you. See my point? Isn't that wild?
Thanks for stopping by, Glenn. I didn't remove you. I just made me full screen. Is Carolyn right there?
She is, and I want to say something to her. Give me a sec.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Ken says hi. Okay, so yeah, you get an amen on that, brother.
Yeah, man. It's not me, you know. It was somebody else, man.
The bowl has been cleaned, so it's less offensive now. I just wanted to show you that we do clean our bowls.
She brought you a clean bowl.
She did. Oh, well. Oh, well. Isn't live wonderful?
God. Oh, my God.
Now, we're going to go to another lesson. What are you made of? What are you made of? What are you made of? Because if you can get yourself to where you're made of plastic, you don't break the same way you do as if you're made of China.
Boom.
So the lesson here is to build yourself in a way that doesn't break as easily as the rest of the world breaks. Not every hard substance falls and breaks so easily, because this just went down on a really hard surface. But I understood in advance that this bowl would not break. The other one, by the way, that I held up would break, because they're not made of this. They're not made of the same thing.
They look identical.
I know they do, which is why I kind of shared the illusion. And so the thing is, from one person to the next, we can look identical, but we've actually designed ourselves differently. And I think there's a way we can design ourselves where we don't break while the rest of the world is falling into pieces.
Oh my God, that's powerful. That's so awesome.
And we look the same, but we're not. So just something to think about.
And let me get back to what I originally started this show. This original live stream was going to be about 15 minutes, maybe at the most.
Well, you're an hour and 40 minutes beyond that.
Yeah. So I wrote a new ebook, 100 live streaming ideas. Go grab a copy. It's free. All you have to do is go over to 100livestreamingideas.com and you can download the ebook for free. I have a starter course to help anyone that wants to learn how to live stream and do it properly. A starter course, $47 that's attached to that. Go grab a copy of it. It's a great little booklet with 100 ideas for you to, and some other things I wrote in the booklet too that is really good. So go grab that. That's why that's scrolling across the bottom. It's been scrolling so long, I think we've forgotten that it's there. I forgot it was there. But anyway, so and Sandy says, Tracy, you're tougher than the bull. For sure.
Yes, but without a doubt.
Tracy, it's been 11 years, and by no stretch am I minimizing the loss of your son. I am not. It's heart-wrenching. I cannot relate. I cannot imagine. I don't even want to imagine. However, like Vance said, and I can't find the comment, it's way up here. Vance said that with the right, how did he put that? Vance, maybe you should post it again if you're still watching. Vance said with, I'm scrolling, I'm looking for it.
And I want to give Tracy those 5 words that I mentioned earlier that I would like for her to have as a gift tonight, to be able to write it down and allow it to change her life. There it is.
There it is. Depending on how it gets easier, it can get easier depending on how you approach each next day. And that's coming from, now he can't understand your pain, but he can relate to the pain.
Right. So, Tracy, I want to give you 5 words that are very much not only worth writing down, they're worth practicing, because they change lives. And they're not my own, but I am a relay station for Russell Friedman, because he is now deceased, but Russell's infinitely wise words live on. And that's what we do.
May I shout out my buddy Greg Walker's on here? I want to say what's up, Greg.
Oh, sure. Hey, Greg. But that's what we do to grant one another eternal life on this plane, like right here, not in the great beyond, right here on this earth. We can keep others alive posthumously by passing on the wisdom that they shared with us during their dance. And so what Russell shared with so many people are the words, the 5 words, that's old. And write down those 2 first. The next 2 words are, I'm new. And the final word is goodbye. And let me share with you what Russell shared with us. He said, you look over to your left at something you've been dealing with for a very long time. In this case, it is the grief of your son. And everything that has resulted from that, everything that has come about as a result of that. So it's the rippling effect. It isn't just his death. It's everything that has ensued since, under the specific and direct and profound influence of that. And Russell would say, Tracy, I want you to look at that, and I want you to say, that's old. Before you reach for another day spent with it, with that pain, and say, that's old. And I'm sure it is. He's not. The memory of him isn't. But the pain of the loss, I am sure, is old by now. Because the longer it runs, the more it's interfering with the gift of each and every new day, new week, new month, new year. But really, let's focus on life lived one day at a time. So each new day is being eclipsed by the pain of that which is old. So start with me with those 2 words and look to your left and say, that's old. And again, I want to clarify, that doesn't mean you're old, meaning referring to your son. You're not telling your son you're old or I'm tired of you. You're saying that the pain of this is old. Its interference with your life is old. It jading your view of others is old. It creating distrust is old. It giving you emotional cataracts through which you're trying to look at life from a neutral perspective, but you can't because of the tainted lenses is old. All of it adds up to that's old. First 2 words. Then step away from it. Physically sidestep from it. Just 1 step to the right. Move away from it. And instead of looking at it here, you're going to now look straight forward and say, I'm new. And this is not performed in front of people. This is just between you and you. You are declaring your newness as I look straight ahead, or you can look into a mirror if you wish and say, I'm new. Or right here, I'm new. And then this is key. The fifth and final word is you turn back and say goodbye. And once again, I want to reiterate, you're not saying goodbye to your son. You're saying goodbye to the damages that loss has caused. You'll never say an absolute goodbye to your son, because your son, like all of us, is energy. Albeit at this point disembodied energy, it's still energy. And energy is eternal. You'll never say an actual goodbye, but you will say goodbye to all of the problems that have come about. So let me repeat one more time. That's old. I'm new. Goodbye. And this is not only for you singularly, Tracy, this works for anyone in our audience tonight that is ready to release something. It can be, thank you, Sam. Got it. Thank you. Received, brother. It can be a toxic substance that you're wanting to let go of. It can be a bad habit, an ugly way of being. It can be self-deprecating conversation, ugly words. Maybe you're doing something to destroy your body. And you can look before you take that next reach out of habit to do it yet again. Something that you've been doing in many instances for many, many years. And you've gotten tired of it. But what I've noticed in my 61 years is people don't make changes when they're tired of things. They make changes when they're done with things. I've labeled it the town of Tiredesville. And when people are driving through Tiredesville, it means that a change is coming, but they're not ready to change, and they're not going to change until they drive through the town of Tiredesville and get all the way to the next town down the road, which is the town of Dunsville. And when they get to Dunsville, they will make a change, because Tiredesville is mostly a road stop. Tiredesville is a place where people pull off like they do a rest stop on the highway to complain. And so what happens in Tiredesville is everyone talks about the awfulness of things, but they don't do anything about it. And I'm the guy that says, that's down the road, all right? Because you're not going to make a change from here. You're going to have to drive down to the town of Dunsville, and then you'll make the change. So anyone who wants to change something tonight, not even wait for tomorrow, if you're reaching for something that you're tired of reaching for, and again, whether it's a physical substance or just frankly a bad habit, and what constitutes a bad habit? Anything that is eroding your life is a bad habit. Anything. If it's out of control and it is ruining your life, it is a bad habit. So stop in mid-reach and go, aha, I've learned a greater truth. And here's what I've learned today. That's old. That no longer represents who it is I really am, which is a new creature, but only to the extent to which I'm willing to embrace it. Because if I'm not willing to embrace my newness, then the reality is I don't get to be new. I don't get to be. It was given to me just as it's given to all of us. But if I don't show up for it and receive the gift, I don't get to be new, because I'm blocking it. I'm what's in the way. My thinking, or as it's said in 12-step programs, my stinking thinking. So now I declare my newness. I'm new. And from the new version of me, I can turn back and say goodbye. Sometimes it will linger. Usually it will go away right then and there. But the really deep habits, they'll come back. They will come back. And they'll go, how serious are you? Why don't you reach for me now? And your defense against it is to say, that's old, I'm new, goodbye. And it's a little less dramatic as you perform this ritualistically, where you just say, no, not interested, because that's old, I'm new, goodbye, and you're done. And if you have to say that several times a day, it beats the living daylights out of continuing in the hamster wheel version of madness. It just does. So
Yeah.
Russell Friedman is the guy that teaching came from. 5 words, that's old, I'm new, goodbye. And it will change your life, guaranteed. Try it, Tracy. Give it a whirl this week and see what peace it brings to your life.
You know, I've seen Tracy, because people say Happy Memorial Day, and you know, it's for her. I've actually seen her like put out some posts like there's nothing happy about Memorial Day, and you know, I understand, and I love her. She is an amazing woman. But you know, to everybody else, not everybody, it's a habit. People say, I don't even know where the term Happy Memorial Day came from. It's a day off work for a lot of people. But it is to celebrate I believe the true meaning of Memorial Day is to celebrate the men and women who've made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom in the United States. And so, you know, but it's like me being around people that drink or drink excessively. I've been around people that are definitely alcoholics, still drinking, and I've been around them and experienced their sloppy drunkenness. And back when I first got sober and I was still living in the pain of the denial that I was an alcoholic, I would get so pissed off at these sloppy drunken idiots, and they knew I was a recovered alcoholic. How could you do this to me? And you know, I would get like really indignant, and I didn't keep many friends as a result. But like, you know, there are people that just go out and drink, and they get drunk and they have a great time, and then they you know, move on with life. I wasn't that type of drinker, but I would get so angry with people that did that. And you know, like there's a saying, and it's live and let live. And I don't try to make, I don't try now. I don't like, I'm free. I'm free from that pain. I'm free. It's been released. I'm free. I don't have to live in it anymore. I don't even, I vaguely recall, except for when you put on your, oh, that's not Jimmy Kimmel. What is that? Oh, the Resident.
No, make your point. Make your point.
Showing off. I'm just kidding. That's awesome, man. Can I get a Resident hat? In fact,
give it about 6 more months of friendship.
Did you, Eric Cornelius, when we were on, was it last night we were on, right? Yeah. And Eric said, yeah, I didn't put his comment up on the screen. At one point he goes, so are you guys like far enough along into this relationship for Ken to pick up a role on the Resident?
Well, we would be if it were up to me, but
I know, right?
But I don't make those decisions.
I know. But anyway, so Ashley said, I almost wrote the same thing. So my point is live and let live. That's it. Just like Tracy, yes, I know we need to honor the men and women who've paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, but there are a lot of people, millions upon millions upon millions of people in this country that look at Memorial Day as the day to roast hot dogs. And they, no matter how angry or pissed off or wrong I want them to be, they're not going to change. So live and let live. Let people be who they are, and take care of your own pain. What's interesting is when you, and somebody told me this early on when I first got sober, they said, look, focus on keeping your side of the street clean. And what's going to happen is all the dirt you see on other people's sides of the street, as you clean yours, you're going to see that theirs just automatically becomes clean.
Of course.
It becomes cleaner because you're seeing theirs through the dirt of yours. Much like the lens, spray painted lens you talked about earlier. You know,
Right.
you could be looking through a spray painted lens at somebody and go, what is wrong with Glenn, man? Why does he have these black specks all over his face? Like,
Right.
it's not Glenn. It's your lens. It's the lens of your glasses. Like, it's dirty. Clean your side.
It's actually the lens that you're not practicing good stewardship of. Right. It's that lens, the lens that is not being shown an ounce of good stewardship. And, you know, Ken, this is important in a concept that I developed years ago called the ramp. And the ramp is the period of time that precedes the event you're focused on. So there is the event itself. Let's say you're looking forward to a job interview coming up and you're all jacked up because that meeting is, you know, at 1 p.m. on Thursday. Well, there's actually a ramp into that meeting that we have to be careful of. You know, actors go on these things that others refer to as auditions. I teach them to think of them as meetings because meetings take place on a level playing field and you're not entering a room from a mental position of subservience. But the idea is that the time before the event is the ramp where we're getting ready. So we're preparing the self we need to be in the room. And this is one of the things that helps us treat the glass that surrounds our bulb. I talked about wattage earlier, right? So whatever wattage we're burning, whatever kind of light bulb we esteem ourselves to be, and being a great practitioner of glass care to just make sure that we're not spraying any kind of adversarial energy onto the lens. There's an old saying in the world, I did not make this up. The saying is, people do not see life as it is, but rather as they are.
Right.
People do not see life as it is, but rather as they are. So how we are shapes the lens through which we look at life. So this is why miserable people think that life itself is miserable. It's got nothing to do with life being miserable. That's simply the lens they've cultivated through which they are eyeballing life. So if someone has a big audition that comes Thursday afternoon, I let them know that I call it the 24-hour zone, that you enter a ramp about 24 hours before. I mean, technically it even goes back further, but you need to be really kind to yourself about what you allow and what you disallow on that ramp moving into the event, the designated moment that you are so preoccupied with. What did you do in preparation for it? And man, oh man, is that ever huge, because we're always prepping ourselves for the best. But if let's just say you don't know any better, and so you're mindlessly having an argument with someone at 1:30, that's not going to be good for your demeanor when you walk in at 2:00, because you will still be under its influence. If you didn't get enough rest, if you ate poorly, if you spent time doing tequila shots out in the parking lot right before you go in for your business meeting, that is the opposite. That's building a terrible ramp for yourself. And frankly, I wish humankind knew more about the concept of the ramp, because they would start being kinder to themselves and to other people en route to, instead of just waiting to turn on their personality in the midst of the meeting. Whatever we're bringing into that room, it travels with us. And the meeting seemingly is just getting underway. Well, the truth is, the meeting has gotten underway weeks ago, months ago, in terms of your emotional and spiritual readiness. We're always readying ourselves for what's coming next. It's just life, it's just life.
Dude, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
I know there is a hush that follows sometimes when, and it's different when you're in a, this is interactive in terms of people being able to make live comments. I almost wish there was a live interactive volume, that could be made where you could hear people going, yes, yes, or that makes sense, or wow, or what, however it occurs to them, because sometimes it's just very quiet and you wonder, did that land? And then we have to look over to the live comment section to see if what we just said makes any sense at all, or were we just kind of talking to hear the Philharmonic sounds of our own voices. Famous artist painted every picture with light in his photos. Wow.
People love what we're talking about, man.
We haven't talked about Judaism yet, Ken, and I think we need to, because I was raised Jewish.
Yeah.
You don't think we need to talk about the change that's occurred in Judaism? I think we do.
You should.
Yeah,
Pull it up on your screen.
Yeah, so can you go to a single view right now?
I can. Yes, I can.
And do I do the screen share or do you?
Actually, I don't need to go to a single of me. You do the screen share.
Yeah, but then it gets viewed. So go ahead to a single view and I'll do the screen share while you're on a single view.
The screen share won't happen until I put it up. You got to.
I got it. Okay.
Gabby is taking in every word. Gabby, as a matter of fact, I don't know that you saw this earlier. Gabby said that, and you know what I'd like to do right now, and I didn't even ask Glenn, Chad Kneller, like Knife, if you would like to hop on from your computer, I won't let it, don't do it from a phone. If you'd like to hop on here for a minute and say, what's up, dude, and meet Glenn Morshower. You've already met me. Great dude. He was a great guest on my show. Chad, if you're near your computer, man, I'll send you the link. Send me a message on Facebook and I'll send you the link. And let's you can hop on here and say hi real quick. But anyway, so look, I think that, I wrote a book, and this is not me promoting my book. It's my book is called Walls of Wisdom, Turning Pain into Profit. And it's about the profitability of having a happy life, not necessarily all about the money. The money is nice, but I'm talking about the profitability of the payoff of being free from the pain, man. The pain. I can so relate to the pain. Holy crap. And it's been my life purpose to help people overcome what they fear, overcome the pain. It's been my life purpose to help people overcome that pain. And, Gabby, what was it you said? I think she said she suffers from, I don't remember what it was, multiple sclerosis. Was that it? I don't remember. She said she's barely not in a wheelchair right now. And man, that's, I can see your screen down here. I haven't added it to the stream yet, just simply because I don't think we're ready for that yet.
Well, I thought I was going to be, but it didn't come up. So keep talking.
I saw it. You had it there. Go back over
but then it went too large.
Go over to tab.
Tab.
Yeah.
Is that manual? I mean, or up here somewhere? I'm lost. What do you mean by go to tab?
You have multiple tabs open.
Yeah.
Go over up at the top there, you have your AOL account.
I don't see it.
Just click on now go over and click on another one. Click on, there's 4 tabs open, it looks like.
Okay. Well, don't lose your thought. So that's a different one. There's that. Okay. I guess I'll have to go to my AOL. So just keep me off and I'll have it up in 1 second. Go ahead, Ken. I don't want to derail you, brother.
I'm sending Chad a message here. So he's going to pop on here for a minute. After you
okay,
get,
so now I've got the,
okay.
now let me find it. So give me 1 sec.
Look at this. Vance said, I was going to say, you said it got too large, and Vance said, that's what she said. I almost said that.
Vance said that. That's funny.
Vance said that. Yeah.
Well, it just flashed and then it went away. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
That was so weird.
There.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. But everyone's going, this really better be worth it.
I know.
You told me to hit that. There we go.
All right. So this is.
So now I need to hit StreamYard, right?
No, I got it. No, put it back.
Okay.
There. You can't have both open. Okay.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So,
so this.
He said no. She said she had MS. That's what he was talking about.
This Ken, this is Judaism from 2019. This is just 6 short months ago, and this is what Judaism looked like during Hanukkah of 2019.
Okay, you guys ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
And you can see, for those of you who don't know, that's called a shofar, which is a ram's horn played at the high holidays, the sound of the new year. And that is right in the middle. You're familiar with the menorah, right? So those are the 8 nights of Hanukkah. And then there's an elderly Jewish man. Actually, there are 2 elderly Jewish men there. There's one that's very small, and then there's one that's balding and with a little bit of red hair left.
Right.
And now let me show you the other one, Ken, if you'll just go ahead and go back to your full screen.
Yeah.
So that is Judaism in 2019.
That is Judaism in 2019, correct?
Yes, and all I can say is that that it has changed, really. I think change is the word we're looking for here, is it not, Ken? That it's changed because this next shot is Judaism in 2020. Go ahead, Judaism in the year 2020. And you can see that they are quite a bit different. Okay. So hopefully that was worth waiting for.
30 people. They're gone.
No, we actually just ensured that tomorrow night's audience is that much larger.
I want to introduce you to Chad Kneller. Chad, there's Glenn, Chad.
There's Chad.
Hey, Glenn. How are you?
I am well, brother. How are you tonight?
Doing fantastic. I've been enjoying the show.
Look at what Gabby said. Hilarious.
And he said, LOL.
It's all about the placement of the yarmulke, you know?
The sarcasm, maybe.
So I enjoyed you guys' interview.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said hello to you in the middle of the interview.
you did?
Short-term memory loss, brother.
Remember,
Wow.
Ken, I was sharing about the public urination.
And I said he gave a whole new meaning to live streaming. My gosh.
Glenn.
Does that joke
you
come
know-
with a sandwich?
Hey, do you know every line you've ever like delivered on a show or a movie?
Oh God, no! But I know most of them.
Okay.
I
You're
do.
so foolish.
I do. I know. I don't know them all.
You said I know most of.
I do. Especially if they were good or really bad. You also remember the really bad ones. I told someone, I was a doctor once, and I said, he's dead. You ready? I was paid to say this. I came out and said this to the family. And wait a minute, this gets better. It was not a comedy. And they had me say this line. He's dead 100%. He's dead 100%.
Oh my God.
And it was not a comedy.
What show was that?
Last time I checked, when you tell someone that someone is dead, it implies 100%.
You
don't tell someone that they're partly dead.
Oh my God.
Dude.
So
where are you? What state are you in?
I'm in my office.
I'm not talking to you. I know where you are.
I'm in the great state of Tennessee.
Oh, right. You're a Nashville fella.
That's right.
Aren't you?
Well, Lebanon, home of Cracker Barrel.
Where's Lebanon relative to Nashville?
About 30 minutes east of Nashville.
Yep.
30 minutes east, so going toward Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because I go up 24 coming up from Atlanta, take 75 to 24 and go through Chattanooga, which is one of my favorite towns. And when I'm shooting The Resident in Nashville, I go up, in Atlanta, I go up to Nashville most weekends, and I love it there, but I've never been to Lebanon. Cool. So how did you and Ken meet?
Through Kyle Wilson.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
And Kyle, of course, is here with us in Dallas.
Yeah. Huge Jim Rohn fan. I learned about Jim Rohn in 2001 and just started really listening to all of his stuff and love all of it.
Okay, I gave you guys the screen long enough.
Well, then chime in, Daddy-O.
I got nothing, man. It's 1:32 in the morning.
It is, and you have you finished season 6 yet?
Yeah, I did.
Did you even peek into 7?
I did a little bit.
Yeah, you had to. I know.
Oh, I did a little bit. I didn't go far, but a little bit. Yeah.
Well, we have a female president now.
I saw that
in season 7.
That didn't go well with my
male chauvinism.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, we've reached that hour where it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. I think that so Chad Kneller, what do you have to say about everything, man?
Well, what's crazy is I just finished season 5 today.
Oh, that's our best season.
Oh yeah.
Loved it. I love your relationship with Martha.
Yes, as did the rest of the public. And they were going like, kiss her, kiss her, kiss her.
So close, but it's the conflict between she is a married woman. So
that's correct.
To the leader of the free world.
Right.
The great
But I
stuff.
did lean into her ear. Did you catch this moment when I leaned into her ear and went, thank you?
Yep.
That was in season 5.
Yeah.
That moment brought to you by the good people at Fox Television. Thank you. Yeah.
That was
It was a great
right
season.
before you got in the car to.
Well, let's not ruin it for anyone that hasn't seen it.
Well,
Had you
was
seen the
like
series before?
16 years ago.
Chad, have you seen the series before?
Oh, I've watched all of them multiple times.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
How is it like to go back after you've seen it?
Well, for me, it's good because I have a short-term memory, so it's like seeing it for the first time again. And
Wow.
so it's been wonderful.
Because I
And,
haven't seen it in years, many years. I think it would be wild.
Vance is out of here. Vance.
So are we, Vancy Pants. Oh, you're going out on the boat tomorrow. Cool. Hey, Vance, I called you tonight. You might want to check your voicemail.
Wow, the great Glenn Morshower calls and you don't answer your phone.
Yeah, you've pulled that a time or two yourself, brother. Don't.
I have not.
Yeah, you have. All it
Okay.
means is you're on live with somebody. I know what it means.
He must have been in the shower, or he would have answered.
Right. Yeah,
No, I got to give credit to Ken. Ken's really good about returning phone calls.
I'm pretty good at it.
He's the best.
Well,
So you're wrapping up and going home. I love you, brother. And tomorrow night's going to be a good one with Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Gittimer. Yeah.
Chad, I'm sure you know Jeffrey, don't you? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, he's got the #1 sales book, right? Ever.
Yeah.
A little red book.
I have it right here.
You have a bunch of them, don't you? You buy everything in bulk. You're like
No.
someone who has been through some sort of global horrific event where you had to buy everything in bulk.
Dude, no.
We have Jim Rohn's book of quotes. How many would you like, sir? Give me 150 of those, would you please?
No, dude, I only got 20 of them.
Tracy's saying goodnight to us, brother.
Tracy, I love you. You're amazing.
Thank you for opening up your heart tonight, Tracy.
Yes.
It's
Thank
beautiful. All right,
And
gentlemen.
Chad,
And so you did buy 20 of them. That's cool.
to give away to people.
Yeah, that's good.
Gabby wants to know if she's going to need tissues for tomorrow night's topic. What is tomorrow night's topic? Have we decided?
We have never gotten a topic a day before. That's like in a year. That's an eternity. We'll get the topic at around 20 to 8 tomorrow night, right?
Well, Chad, I want to thank you for popping in here real quick, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, it's definitely an honor, and to be on here with Glenn and Ken, to meet you recently, and just love what you guys are doing, and
Thank you,
honored to
dude.
be here.
You still haven't met Ken live, though, right?
No.
So you and I have that in common. We've only known each other 2 months. I heard someone ask earlier in the chat,
That was
how
me.
long have you guys known? It was you. Yeah. So it's 2 months. That's all it is. And we look like we've known each other for years because we have that kind of familiarity.
Yeah.
But I'll be back in Nashville before long, and be nice to meet you when I do.
Yeah, I would love to.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, Canito, amigo.
All right.
Caneller, it's like knife, cannot. You can know.
And knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge.
I can know what you mean.
Great. Well, I'll be tuning in tomorrow night to watch you guys, and just appreciate you and all that you bring.
Thank you so much, brother. It's going to be cool to have Jeffrey on. He's a character, and he's full of wisdom.
Chad, thank you, bro. Glenn, don't hang up on me, Chad, because I need to talk to you after this real quick, Glenn.
Okay.
Chad, thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. And thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. Go grab a copy of the booklet, 100livestreamingideas.com. Go check it out. And we will see you guys tomorrow night on the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott. See you later.